In this video, we're going to dive into the fascinating and innovative therapy that's making waves in the medical community, Fecal Microbiota Transplantation, or FMT. In this video, we're going to touch on the history of FMT and its use in treating Clostridioides difficile infections or C. diff infections, and get a better understanding of the clinical research and clinical outcomes of FMT use in C. diff infections. First, let's understand what Clostridioides difficile or C. diff infections are. C. diff is a bacteria that can cause inflammation of the colon and severe diarrhea. It's associated with increased healthcare costs, morbidity, and mortality. And traditional treatments like antibiotics, well, they fall short, with recurrent rates of these infections of 15 to 30%. On top of that, traditional treatments like antibiotics, well, we already know antibiotics is not good for our gut and can cause other negative impacts within the gut, such as gut dysbiosis, decreased diversity, and changes in the composition of the gut. This is where FMT comes into play. But what is FMT? Now, we have a ton of videos on this, so here's the short of it. Fecal Microbiota Transplantation, or FMT, is the procedure of taking specially prepared stool material from a healthy, well-screened donor and transferring it into a recipient's gut. The goal of FMT is to restore a healthy microbial community, improving gut health and treating specific diseases or symptoms. While FMT may sound unusual, it's not anything new. It's actually been around for over 1,700 years, in some way, shape, or form. But in the last decade, FMT has seen a resurgence, with the implications of gut health being tied to many different medical disorders. Clinical research and regulatory pathways around FMT have, been heavily researched and have changed a lot in the last 10 years. With the use of FMT in C. diff infections leading the way. Currently, FMT is an approved and highly effective treatment for recurrent C. diff infections that are non-responsive to antibiotics. Research shows a clinical resolution rate of over 90% and actual better outcomes than first-choice antibiotics like vancomycin. FMT has also been shown to increase survival rates, reduce hospital stays, reduce recurrence rates, and reduce the risk of bloodstream infections with patients with recurrent C. diff infections. Let me summarize the key findings in terms of FMT in treating C. diff infections. First, higher cure rates. FMT consistently shows higher cure rates in C. diff infections compared to traditional antibiotics. Second, reduced recurrence rates. FMT shows promise in reducing recurrence rates and providing long-term curative treatment with less likelihood of having recurrence in the future. And third, restoring the gut microbiome. FMT is known and has been shown to restore a healthy and balanced microbial community, which leads to a healthier gut, overall better health, and reduced recurrence likelihood for infections. In conclusion, FMT has shown remarkable clinical effectiveness in treating C. diff infections by reducing recurrence rates, decolonizing the gut, and restoring a healthy microbial balance. As the body of scientific evidence supporting the use of FMT grows, research is expanding to look at FMT in the possibility of treating other gastrointestinal and non-gastrointestinal disorders. The future of FMT is bright, and we're excited to see how it continues to evolve. If you found this topic interesting, remember to subscribe to our channel for more videos on gut health and innovative treatments. If you want to read more about this topic or know where the information I talked about today came from, check out the link in our description to our blog. Finally, if you want to know more gut health tips or exciting things about the gut microbiome, you can follow us on social media. Our next video is going to do a deep dive into the history of FMT and its growing potential. We'll see you at the next video. Thanks for joining us.